Okay, let's just dive right in. You know that feeling, right? That soul-crushing dread of staring at a blank page when you're supposed to be writing a business case? We've all been there. Well, today, we're going to flip that script. We're going to transform that whole painful process into a super efficient partnership with AI. The goal? To turn that blank page into a big, confident yes. So, here's the game plan for today. First, we're going to talk about business case hell. Yeah, we're calling it that. Then you'll meet your new best friend, your AI drafting partner. After that, we'll get into the nitty-gritty, the winning prompt blueprint, how to build the perfect case from the ground up, and finally, how to take that AI first draft and turn it into the final yes. All right, first up, welcome to business case hell. And, the struggle is so real. We've all been there. You've got this brilliant idea, you know it's going to work, but actually getting it down on paper, that's a whole different battle. Ma'am, this quote it hits hard, right? It's that feeling, the blinking cursor of doom. You type a sentence, you delete it. You type another one, delete. Before you know it, you're on version 6 of what's basically just corporate soup, and nobody, not even you, wants to touch it. So why does this keep happening? Well, it turns out most business cases flop for a few classic reasons. We're trying to write for everyone at once, the CEO, your manager, the tech team. We second guess every single word, and there's just no structure. So what do you get? You get a strategic document that turns into this jumbled word salad that, honestly, no one wants to chew on. But here comes the good news. Let's talk about your new drafting partner. And I want to be super clear about this. AI isn't here to replace you. It's not some magic button. Think of it as a superpower. It's here to rescue you from that awful feeling of, formatting fatigue and just being totally paralyzed by the document. And this slide really breaks down what this smart partnership looks like. See, your role is the strategist. You're the one with the nuance, the context. You understand the office politics, right? And you make the final call. AI's role, that's the support. It handles the grunt work, the structure, the speed, shifting the tone, and, this is the big one, generating that first draft. You're the driver, AI is the engine. Okay, so how do we actually use the engine? That brings us to the winning prompt blueprint. Because look, with AI, it's always garbage in, garbage out. If you give it a bad prompt, you're going to get a bad result. So let's make sure we put great stuff in. This is the secret sauce right here, the 5 elements of a powerful AI prompt. And what's so great is how simple it is. First, give it a role. Tell it who to be. Act like an HR manager. Then, a clear purpose. Write a 1-paragraph summary. Next, tell it the audience. This is for the CFO. Then set the tone. Make it confident and persuasive. And last, the format. Use bullet points. See, you're not asking it to think for you. You're just giving it a super clear roadmap. So, what happens if you skip all that? You just type in something lazy like, write a business case to improve the library. Well, you get this. Improving library systems will enhance user satisfaction and modernize operations. It's fine, but it's generic, it's vague, and it's totally forgettable. There's zero urgency there. But what if you use our winning blueprint? Now you get this. Staff spend over 15 hours a week resolving disputes. See that? It's sharp, it's specific, it's rooted in a real problem, and then it gives a clear solution. It feels like an actual plan because it came from a really good prompt. The difference is just, it's night and day. Okay, so we know how to talk to the AI. Now, what are we actually asking it to build? This brings us to the 5 essential ingredients for the perfect case. This is all about telling a logical story, one that takes your reader from, that's interesting, all the way to, okay, we absolutely need to do this now. And here they are, the 5 core elements. First, the problem. What's actually broken? Then, business impact. This is the so what. Why should anyone care? Next up, the benefits. What's the awesome future we're painting? Then you got to be real with risks and assumptions. What could go wrong? And finally, the timeline and scope. What's the actual plan? You nail all 5 of these and your case becomes pretty much bulletproof. And this right here, this is how you make that business impact really hit home. It's not about using fluffy words like streamline or inefficiency. No, it's about a hard number, 15 plus hours a week. That's not just a number, that's a bright red flag with a $sign on it. It's a real, measurable cost, and that is what makes people sit up and pay attention. Now, even if you have all the right ingredients, you can still trip up. So watch out for these common pitfalls that can totally kill your case. Vague language like streamline the customer experience. Nobody knows what that means. Confusing the solution with the problem, like just saying we need a new tool, that skipped right over the why. Forgetting about the actual people involved, big mistake. And pretending scope creep won't happen, well, that just shows you haven't really thought this through. All right, this brings us to the home stretch, our final section, from first draft to final yes. This is where you, the human, step back into the spotlight. The AI has done its job. It's the opener. Now it's your turn to be the closer. And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. That AI first draft, it's just a starting point. It's not the finish line. The AI doesn't know the office politics, it doesn't know the personalities in the room, it doesn't know about that project that failed 3 years ago. Your job is to weave in that human layer of context and nuance. That's where the trust comes from. And a huge part of that human touch is knowing your audience. I mean, think about it. The CEO and the operations manager care about completely different things, right? So you can use the AI to tailor the same core message for each of them. For the CEO, you'll prompt it to focus on ROI, growth, big picture strategy. For the ops manager, it's all about implementation, staffing, and day-to-day workflow. It's the same core idea, just seen through 2 totally different lenses. And the best part? You don't have to rewrite the whole thing over and over. You just repackage it. You can ask the AI to instantly summarize your case into 5 bullet points for a slide deck, or condense it into a skimmable one-pager, or even just turn it into a short paragraph for a quick email update. This flexibility is a game changer for making sure your message actually lands. Because really, when you strip it all away, that's the whole point. You're not just writing a document to check off a task on your to-do list. You're building an argument. You're making a case for change that feels doable, that feels logical, and that feels completely, absolutely worth it. So I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. The next time you're working on a proposal, after everything we've talked about, just ask yourself this. Is what I'm writing just another document that's going to end up in a shared folder somewhere? Or is it a decision that's just waiting to be made? Because now, you've got the playbook to make sure it's always the second one.